Hey guys, back and we are playing XDefiant. Today we're going to be doing a badass Battle Pass stream. Alright, Bish Bish. I'm going to be checking out a reward that you can earn through the Battle Pass. Now, this is a paid reward part of the Battle Pass, so a premium portion of the Battle Pass, not a free reward. So you do need to own the Battle Pass and then not only own it, but get to the tier that unlocks the reward. So a little bit of grind, a little bit of cash involved in the premium Battle Pass action reward. What am I talking about? I am talking about the ACR 6.8 Assault Rifle Power Washer skin. It is tier 59 in the Season 1 Battle Pass. And that's what we're going to be checking out today or playing with. So that's the plan for today's stream. As mentioned, again, you do need to own the Season 1 Battle Pass, and you need to get and complete Tier 59 to unlock this particular reward. Personally, when I saw like the trailer for the Season 1 Battle Pass, I was hell-bent on not buying Battle Passes in a lot of the games unless I can guarantee myself completing it. But when I saw this particular reward, it just flashed for a bit in the trailer. I was like, man, that looks cool. I'm gonna want to get the Battle Pass. I'm gonna want to grind to get that skin for the ACR. I do like the ACR assault rifle. I mainly use it a lot. So having a cool skin like this was definitely something that was very tempting. But yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. So it's a Power Washer ACR 6.8 skin for the assault rifle. Let's play the preview and rotate it around and whatnot. So this is what it looks like. Now I have sort of like taken it in and tried it out a little bit. And no matter what attachments you throw onto it, the visuals will remain the same, except for the optic. If you throw on an optic, obviously there will be an optic added to the skin. But if you change stock, throw on a muzzle, grips and all that, the skin looks the same. It remains true to the design. Yeah, a lot of fun skin, like having this kind of toy-shaped weaponry is always kind of like something that appeals to me in like arcade shooters. I do like it. And also for like a popular weapon, the ACR. So like not only a fun skin, but a good weapon, a popular weapon. So it should be appealing to, I think, a fair chunk of people will want to have this in their collection. Now, like I said, as far as the skin goes, once you apply it, you can put on like any muzzle and it won't change the visuals. Or you can change the barrels and the visuals remain the same. But optics will be added to the skin. So that is the one thing that will affect the visuals a little bit. Now, this is just the build I use for the ACR, so I'm just gonna like utilize it on this skin. So if you're interested in what I'm using on the ACR, I'm using the barrel extender, reflex sight, quick mag, quick draw, and the padded stock. As I mentioned, you can put on any of these attachments and it won't affect the visuals. So as far as build goes, it's really up to you. It's just the optic that has the one kind of like differentiating factor to the skin. Also, for those of you wondering, once you unlock it, it'll be listed under the skin section. This is it, power washer right there. It's the one with the duck. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, I've thought about format for these kind of like Battle Pass streams or like blueprint streams or whatever, skin streams. I think my initial plan was like we should try to play like each game mode like at least once. That might be a little difficult because some of these game modes are a little less popular, and I'm presuming will become less popular as time goes by. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is for the first several games, like maybe like 6-7 games, we'll play objective modes. So it'll be a random assortment of objective modes, but we'll play a chunky portion of that. And then for the last 2 or 3 games, we'll play kind of like a Slayer-styled game mode, which is at the moment, in my opinion, Hot Shots and TDM are closer to the Slayer-styled modes. So that's how we're gonna like format the stream. Objective game modes for the first chunk of matches, and then we'll end it with a little bit of Slayer action styled gameplay. Again, random assortment of game modes. I'm not gonna like remove modes or anything. We'll get what we get as far as objective modes go. What's up, Slayer? How you doing? How's it been? So yeah, I was initially planning on doing at least like 8 games, and like each game would be a different mode. But like some of the modes, like it's just really takes a long time to like fill the lobby. If you just like if you're searching just for escort or zone control, right? Sometimes those modes aren't particularly like fast to fill up. So I think it's just easier to like just be like, okay, we'll do like assortment of 6 objective styled game modes, or 6-7 depending on like how fast the matches go. And then maybe like 2 or 3 like TDM, Slayer, like Hot Shots, one or the other, right? That way also if game in progress is happening and stuff like that, it's not really a big deal. The sound effect, I heard there is like a unique sound effect. It does sound like there is like a slightly like wet, almost suppressed styled sound effect going on. But I mean, it's not like super noticeable as far as sound effects go. It is slightly different, I think. Get on the zone, man. What are you doing standing off the zone? That dude's like just standing in the corner and on the zone. He's like, dude, you're standing right next to it. Just get on it.
Enemy fires a lock on your position. Captured. Relocating. Capturing. This is almost over, and we're crushing it. Friendly's captured. You got it done.
What's up, stoners? Yeah, I heard about the patch. It should be coming soon, I presume. If I had to guess later tonight, or I mean, for me later tonight, but I would wager another few hours plus. Like, I was trying to look up what time the patch would go live. I couldn't really find it. But if I had to guess, maybe in like anywhere from 3 to 8 hours, I would wager. Sometime in that range, it'll go live. It's not yet live, if that's what you're asking. But yeah, if I had to guess, within like maybe like 10 a.m. Pacific time is my guess, right? Or something like that, in that range. Ten thirty Pacific time, which would be around like my 10:30, 11 p.m. So if I had to guess, 7, 8 hours, but it might go a little earlier. Who knows? Sometimes they do the like, what's it called, server maintenance in like at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, or 6 a.m. Pacific time, something like that. So update could go live that early, I guess, but if I had to guess, probably more likely at that 7, 8 hour marker from this current time. Yeah. Usually my evening times it'll go live. I mean, XDefiant, although like, I don't think they've actually like ever like set in stone the exact time their updates will go live. They usually just sort of rough estimate it'll go live sometime tomorrow or something like that, all right? But yeah, guessing around that time is what they'll be going for, targeting. I mean, it's mainly just like a weapon balance and like faction balance update, right? There's no like new gameplay, anything as far as like content goes. It's just more like they're balancing out some of those weapons, giving the M4A1, MP5 a little buff, MDR a little buff, nerfing the snipers, sprint out times, and stuff like that. And then also the spider bot will be the big one. We can actually like shoot off the spider bot now. Get back to doing that. Intel suit on the Echelon class will get a little nerf. Should be a decent quality of life kind of like update. Yeah. I agree. But I think at least it'll bring them up more in line with like a little bit, like right now the M4 and the MP5 are like hands down like the worst of the like category, right? Assault rifle, SMG category, respectively. So I think it'll bring it up a little bit more in line with being at least a tad bit more balanced as far as like in comparison to some of the other stuff. Yeah, I actually like the philosophy they're going with this update. They're bringing the stuff that are bad a little closer to the stuff that is good, as opposed to bringing down the good stuff closer to the bad stuff, right? So it just opens up the options. It doesn't necessarily force you to change your options.
Come on. Get out there and capture those zones, Shadow Team.
It's smart.
Keep capturing Zone A.
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if it'll be enough, though. We'll see.
Got the zone.
The M4 is kind of like, we'll see how it plays out. I suspect even with the buff, it'll still probably be like one of the weaker assault rifles. I didn't know they were buffing the thing.
Capture zone contested. I still have to grind out the new assault rifle. I mean, I tried it out. Enemies off the... Light 'em up.
Oh. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I'm not like super familiar with guns and stuff like that. So like, usually names and like what they're based off is like eludes me a little bit. Yeah, I'm interested in grinding it out. Will do so soon. Just prioritizing other stuff at the moment. Titanium Prisma on some of like my main guns. I'm trying to get those. Get a few guns to gold also. Hey. I SEA is what? What does the acronym stand for? Southeast Asia? Is that what it is? Oh, is it? I don't know. I find my Asian servers to be like reasonably chill. I do get some sweats though. There are some sweaties. But most of the time it's reasonably like chill. Not too bad. Nah, they can't win. I have crossplay enabled, and like I don't block. Usually, I'm playing against PC players only. Like I don't have crossplay blocked or like what's it called? Input-based matchmaking. It's open, so like I get whatever I get. There are some sweats, but like usually it's like they're like usually it's like there's occasional like excessive bunny hoppers that I'll come across, and I'm like, yeah, those guys are sweating their balls off. But usually people are just playing like casual. This is what I feel. Like I haven't played the ranked mode yet, so I don't know if like the ranked mode is any different. But prior to the ranked mode, there was a few like people that I recognized in the Asian servers that I was playing against. I was like, oh yeah, these guys are like sweating hard. But since rank modes come out, like occasionally you'll see a few sweats here and there in the like pubs, but usually it's like rank is a mess. Yeah, I've been avoiding it because I've heard it is. Waiting for them to like sort it out proper, and then maybe I'll give it a go or something like that. I don't know. I usually don't like playing ranked mode. But yeah, I've got crossplay on, input-based matchmaking is off, so I get a mixture of whoever and whatever. The game does seem to prioritize like things like input though and stuff like that when it can. Looks like. But I have seen a few PC players and stuff like that. Like, are you playing on mouse and keyboard or something like that? Looks like everyone's playing, like, even on the PC like side, are playing on controller. Yeah, I heard. They'll fix that. There's no way they're gonna let that keep going. Yeah, alternatively, in like pubs, people are like AFK farm, well, at least AFK farming their battle pass. So you'd occasionally come across someone that's just AFK. And you like, because of the way like the matchmaking works, like sometimes you'll just keep matchmaking with that idiot. So like they've clearly not like done anything about like the AFK farmers and like pubs or the like rage quitters either. They'll do something, I'm sure. Usually they need to do something to protect the, what's it called, integrity, and they don't usually like people AFK farming their battle pass because they want the engagement right from it. And then like in ranked mode, I'm pretty sure they're well aware that the rage quitters are a little bit excessive and they're ruining the experience. That sound gave her away. That sound effect totally gave that away. Ooh, shit. I don't like this. It prioritizes that, I believe. But if you turn off the input-based matchmaking, you do sometimes get like PC, like mouse and keyboard. Like when it's matchmaking, it will try to get you into those lobbies. Oi! Why isn't teammate going for B, man? Shit. I was like distracting them on the opposite side. No one went for B only. I think I know this Honda game already. Like, I mean... What do you feel like the cleaners need enough for? Like, I feel like they're actually like some of the weaker class. Like, I don't really like them. Like, I mean, honestly, yeah, I feel like they're pretty weak as far as class goes. Like, I don't like the ultimate. Like, I feel like the ultimate is like it doesn't have the range, so like it's kind of rubbish. The firebomb and all is kind of like... I don't know, man. For me, I think cleaners are like one of the weaker of the factions. But I didn't really see a need that they would want to nerf it. they can't win.
Capturing Zone B. Zone compromised. Ready for deployment. We're on B. Enemy on A. That's how Shadow Team does it. Great. Now everyone will want to join Shadow Team.
If anything, like maybe the Phantom class could use a nerf. A little bit more of a nerf. I think they're, without question, a very powerful faction. Like almost all three, like their passive and their two abilities are like extremely valuable. Like even the riot shield with the phantoms, even though I don't really like using it, it is like a very heavily like crutched, what's it called, ability if you want to actually like dominate some of the more objective modes like escort or like zone control or something like that. Like if you're running those shield things, those get very like hard to counter if you don't have the equipment for it or whatever, right? And then the barrier shield, I know they nerfed the health of the barrier shield, but it's still like strong, super strong. And then the passive itself giving the extra health, that just is the like cherry on top of already what a strong faction is. Like if anything, I'd prefer to see like the Phantoms take a little bit of a nerf and maybe the Libertad or whatever, Libertad get a slight buff to their abilities. Because I feel like Libertad, even the similar, like, kind of abilities, sort of, are the obvious weaker of the lot, right, as far as the abilities go. You know, actually, I was thinking about it, and, like, yeah, but the burn damage is sort of countered by like the lack of range, and like also the burn damage doesn't apply until you stop firing, right? So like I actually find like more times than not with the cleaners burn damage, it's like just a waste. Like the only like weapon I want to use the cleaners with is the M44 sniper rifle, because that guarantees the one-shot burn damage if you hit your shots properly, right? So you can sort of fire and forget. Whereas usually with all the other weapons, like full auto weapons, you're still going to want to fire at the enemies to like try to finish them off, right? So like that burn damage only like occurs on rare occasions to your benefit. Like, but going back to what I was saying, right? I was trying to think of like a good ability for where this would fit in. And actually with the Phantom class, instead of giving them the 125 health, what they should do is give them like EOD. Like, so they're like a little bit, they take less damage from explosives. Like, I think that would be the better like passive for Phantoms. That way the health doesn't change. Like, you're not giving them that 120 health, 125 health, but instead they can run through like a proxy mine or something and not get killed, insta-killed, right? I think that would be the better balance. Why am I? That was so far away from me. Why did I get? Dude, that was so far away from me. How did I get the effects of that EMP, dude? That made no sense. Actually, dude, that's actually a brilliant alter. Like, that would be a really good change to the Phantom class. Remove the passive health boost and give them, like, what's it called? EOD to it. Maybe even, like, an EOD, like, kind of, like, also, like, ability to, like, counter, like, flashes and all. Flashes and nades. Yeah, I know. I don't think they would nerf the health either. I agree. I don't think they would. You're right. They probably will add like a faction that'll have EOD. See, I was thinking GSK would be the good faction for the EOD thing. But the reason I'm like against a GSK getting the EOD faction is because they've got the like they've got the trophy system. So I feel like the trophy system, like if they've got like a passive that eats explosive damage, then the trophy system is less useful for them, right? They might not be so inclined to use it. So I like the fact that GSK like is incentivized to use the trophy system if they want to avoid blast damage. But yeah, even I'm pretty sure they will add. They will add a what's it called faction that has EOD. It makes a lot of sense, right? Why wouldn't they? Yeah, they still haven't fixed that yet. But I would have still preferred to see like EOD on Phantoms as opposed to the health increase. I think Phantoms is a really OP class. See through, like the ability to see through like flashes would be too like niche as an ability. Because that requires the enemies to utilize the passive, right? But definitely like a passive to like counter like the EOD. Like the reason I'm like against, well, I guess it makes sense like to I guess it would make sense for like someone's passive to counter tacticals in general. Just be like the counter to tacticals, which would include flashes and like explosives. No, but barbed wire is still its niche, but it's still got like a purpose, like which doesn't necessarily, it blocks up a lane, right? Whereas like flashes require you to be flashed by the enemy, right? Like it would actually actively be like, oh, flash me because I have this passive active, right? Whereas the barbed wire, you can actively put it down. The enemies have to choose whether they want to run over it or not, but you're still blocking up the lane on them. Like the barbed wire isn't like forcing the enemies to do anything specific to you to activate, right? It's just blocking them from it.
Don't let the hostiles capture the zone faster than we did.
Like what I would actually maybe say, like, so maybe the person's like passive. Maybe the person's passive is like an EOD thing, right? Or like a counter to tacticals, right? And then his ability could be something like a man, I was gonna say a stim boost, and then I realized the Libertad has the stim boost. I don't know, man. But usually you want your ability or something like that to be something that you can use against the enemies without necessarily them necessarily needing to do anything to you to like activate it. Some sort of. Yeah, I'm actually interested, like, see what the new abilities and stuff are. Like, it is going to be interesting to see, like, how they get creative with that kind of stuff. That's for sure. Because even I'm struggling to think of some good stuff that would be useful. Yeah, like I said, I think the flash counter should be baked in. It should just be a baked in like passive that prevents you from taking like you know what would get really annoying? Okay. What would get really annoying? I was just thinking of this one. But you know how like in Black Ops 4, Nomad had a dog? So maybe a passive to like call in like a dog helper. To like, it'd be similar to the spider bot, but instead of the spider bot like thing, it'll be like a dog. And like maybe the dog can do less damage and it doesn't freeze you in place. But it's like this little AI generated thing that like chases after enemies and like will attack them. That could be funny. That would be so cruel too. A little AI generated like dog. A little nomad dog. Attack dog kind of thing, right? You know what I also kind of want to see as far as a faction goes? Like, and it hasn't been mentioned, but a Ghost Recon faction based on Advanced Warfare or whatever, Warfighter or whatever. Like Advanced Warfare, like, faction. I think that'd be, like, dope. Like, so you have, like, some advanced tech. Or, you know, another faction that I wouldn't mind seeing, like, similar to Far Cry, is an original Far Cry faction. Like, so, like, they have the original, like, Far Cry, like, the Predator-style faction. Like, he gets, like, Predator-style abilities. I think that'd be dope. That actually, yeah, both, like, this game has so much potential. It does have so much potential. For like so many new like factions, so not just like the current day like things, but go old school, like go old school with some of the like games. That'd be pretty cool. The Assassin's Creed, yeah. I think Assassin's Creed is almost guaranteed. But whether they'll go like old school with some of the factions, like the old school Far Cry and the old school like Ghost Recon, that's... I wonder if that'll happen. Because both, like I said, both actually would make for great factions. The old original Far Cry like abilities, like that Predator styled ability, would make for a great faction. Like a really good, like kind of niche, weird looking faction, like that has like Predator styled abilities and all. It would be beastly. And then on the flip side, like an old school Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter or Warfare, whatever it was called, GRAW. Like a GRAW faction, where it's like kind of advanced tech kind of faction. Like it's all like futuristic ability kind of like gadgets and stuff like that, right? How many games have I played so far? I don't even know. Play one more objective and then we'll switch to TDM. I think we've only played 4 games so far. Might actually play 2 more objective.
Oh yeah. The I think the OG like Far Cry faction would make for a perfect melee class. Like you get this like speed kind of predator ability and just go and like melee kill people. Like you just kind of fly across the map, like with like this massive speed boost and like kind of like a heat vision kind of thing, or like a kind of like wall hack vision kind of thing, like similar to the Echelon class, but you've got this like crazy speed boost, increased health, and like just like a beast melee like kind of thing, right? So like your only option is melee, but you've got this increased health and speed boost, and you know exactly where the enemies are, so you can just sort of like stalk and slam them. That'd be fucking next level. Like one of my most memorable times, like I played one of the original Far Cry's, was there's this small map in one of the original Far Cry's, right? Like it was one of the I was playing the multiplayer like thing in it, right? I can't remember which Far Cry it was, right? But it had this multiplayer map, and the pathing of the multiplayer map, the small map, allowed you to perfectly gain the health boost and the predator ability, right? So like that kind of like predator like melee ability, and you could just keep circling around. So you could kind of like make this circle around the map and constantly be grabbing the full health, like the health boost and the predator ability. And I just went on this crazy tear, just like absolutely slamming everyone because I was hogging the predator ability and the like health boost. It was so good. But it was also kind of broken. Oh my god, escort? Are you kidding? Maybe this will be the last OPJ and then we'll switch to TDM. Yeah, back then the Far Cry game, like they had like a map editor, so people could make their own maps and all. And I to this day don't know if that was an OG like developer made map or like just some fan based made map. But you could just keep spinning around on that map and just tearing through the enemy, and just as your health would deplete, you'd get to the health boost. Right? So you top up your health to like a little bonus health boost. And then by following the path similar, you could kind of creep and get that like predator kind of ability. And then just keep circling around, killing enemies while you're circling around, and it's hilarious too.
Don't let them push it to the limit.
Yeah, it was broken, it was busted, but only on that map. Most of the other maps, like the spacing between like the health boost and the predator ability were like far. So you couldn't really string them like together and like get that double boost. This one was just kind of like a really small map. So you could do it, and if you did it right, you could just fucking slam, dude. It was nuts. Yeah, I suspect we might lose this one. These guys are pushing hard with the like escort nonsense, and our team seems to be AFK.
Package inbound to checkpoint.
But I mean, that similar concept would make for a great like faction also, right? If they balanced it out right, where you got like a health boost and the predator ability as like your main ability, your special, and then maybe something as your passives. I don't know. The tie-in to the old school Far Cry.
But actually, even the OG Ghost Recon faction would excite me. I used to be a big fan of Graw. Like I used to play like like the Graw game, like Graw 1 and 2. I played that a hell of a lot. That was actually like my OG game before Call of Duty. Before I got into like heavily into Call of Duty, I was used to play Ghost Recon, the Advanced Warfare one. So to see some like throwback to that would be like I've always like wished they'd bring back Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare. It was one of the like best modern day like third-person shooters. Like it was so well done. Like they went the open world kind of thing and all that. I don't know what happened. I stopped playing it. But it used to be so good as a multiplayer third-person shooter, like modern day styled. In fact, like in my opinion, like Call of Duty, like COD 4, like COD Modern Warfare, was trying to copy like the Tom Clancy franchise, the success the Tom Clancy franchise had, particularly things like Ghost Recon and stuff like that before like, because back then Call of Duty used to be that World War II game, right? And it was so fucking boring, dude. Like like the like World War II theme was like the most boring thing you could think of, dude. Yeah, these guys slammed us, dude. We ain't beating this one. I'm telling you, back then, like when COD 4 came out, it was 100% because like the Tom Clancy franchise was so successful at the time. Not just Ghost Recon, but even like Rainbow Six was like that close quarters kind of style like shooter, right? Where it was like indoor close quarters, and it was like super tactical. Ghost Recon was the third person like outdoors kind of, again, very tactical and like modern day themed, right? And it was appealing to everybody. And then there was Splinter Cell, which had like that kind of like sneak thing, like, and even they had their own multiplayer going on for it. I'm telling you, the Tom Clancy franchise was the OG Call of Duty back in the day. Like Ubisoft absolutely fumbled the Tom Clancy franchise and like lost it to Call of Duty. But originally, in the like 360 days, like Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 days, in the early days of that, it was the Tom Clancy franchise. That's what you looked for like the good shooters. And like that good kind of like modern day like shooter experience. But then COD 4 came out and it just blew everything out of the water. But I'm telling you, Modern Warfare took, I'm almost 100% certain, took a lot of inspiration from the Tom Clancy franchise. It's without question. No one wanted to play World War II games, man. It was so boring. The weapons and all that stuff was so shit, dude. Like old school weapons back in the day and like thing. Everyone wanted like the modern day weapons and stuff like that, and that's what like the Tom Clancy stuff like showcased. I miss Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare. But you know, like I'll tell you, Ghost Recon, as like much as I'm praising them, they had a brutal matchmaking system. Like even in pubs, it was brutal. Like it was 100% skill-based matchmaking. But they showed you your ranking. They always showed your skill ranking. So it was never like dishonest or anything, but It was like an honest skill, but it was skill based. Like you got like a ranking, and you basically like you only played against people in your same rank. Where am I? Oh, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. Like, even the campaign and all was, like, kind of next level, dude. Like, back then, like, the campaign, you could, like, kind of, like, tell your teammate, like, the AIs, like, you like, kind of controlled how and where they, like, went, and you positioned them. The campaigns were, like, brilliant. It was actually really good campaigns, man. Again, I stopped playing them, unfortunately.
Mission update. Not so good. Keep the package moving.
God, they pushed so hard, so fast, bro. We actually got reasonably close, man. That wasn't a bad effort on our part.
To see how the desk jockeys spin this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the original Ghost Recon would have won quite a few awards. It would have. When it came out. Like, Graw, not the original, Graw. Flashbang grenade hits, 18 of them. Jeez. Alright. IG. Just IG, I don't. I recognize the name, but I don't. IG. Red Storm, you said? Game? We'll play one more objective, actually. Why not? I don't recognize IG. Let's see what Red Storm made. Red Storm Entertainment video games. Oh, they're the ones who develop. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Ghost Recon, Advanced Warfare, Warfighter. That's what it was. Okay, I always mix it up with Warfare and Warfighter. Okay. Like, I've said this a few times also. Like, with Splinter Cell, all they had to do is, like, kind of do, like, every 2 years, release a really good Splinter Cell campaign. Far Cry 3. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, I guess. Okay. Yeah, Red Storm was, like, I was just looking at their, like, game list. They have a stellar lineup. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
If like Ubisoft knew what they were doing, all they would need to do is release a Splinter Cell every 2 years, a campaign, a Splinter Cell campaign. Forget the multiplayer in Splinter Cell. Just release a solid campaign experience every 2 years. It would have sold. It would have sold. Maintain that like high quality, like modern day styled Tom Clancy franchise. They would have still been like, I don't know why, like what happened as far as like how they fumbled that. I would love to see like an actual like documentary on how the hell Ubisoft like fucked up their games, man. Because they definitely like at one point were the dominant developers, right? Even like early day Assassin's Creed, right, was absolutely brilliant, dude. I mean, I guess if you look at Assassin's Creed, they would have probably messed up Splinter Cell similar how they messed up Assassin's Creed. But why not, man? Like, shit. They were doing it with Assassin's Creed. Why not also do it with Splinter Cell? They're different enough, but similar, right? That they could have done something like that, right? Just don't do open world, man, with Splinter Cell. Do campaign, like story campaign kind of thing, man. Shit. It would have been brilliant. How did we get 2 escort games, man? Shit. Usually this escort mode is a dead mode. Oh, I don't even know, man. They screwed up Splinter Cell big time. Like they made like Splinter Cell, like the one that I played and really enjoyed was like cross-platform, right? And then for some reason they started doing Splinter Cell on different platforms. Like I think there was a only Xbox platform Splinter Cell or some shit like that, right? So they made it like almost exclusive to the platform. And that screwed things up so big time, dude. Like when they were doing like, there was like some of the Splinter Cells like were just unique to only the Xbox or some nonsense they did. Instead of just making it cross-platform. It was so stupid. That's how they ruined it. It wasn't successful because they just kind of like split up who had access to it. And then they just stopped making it altogether, and I don't even know what happened. It's so stupid too, man. Like I have no clue why they did that exclusivity to the Splinter Cell game. They made a mess of the Tom Clancy franchise in all sorts of different ways. All right, man. Take care, stoners. Thanks for chilling with me, man. Appreciate it. Enjoyed the chat with you, man. It was nice chatting about old school Ubisoft and XDefiant's potential.
checkpoint. Stop it. Opposing forces have taken another checkpoint.
Well, these guys are pushing the escort so fast. Again, we're gonna lose, man.
Package is in retreat. They're almost in the delivery zone. Mission update. You're on attack. Move that package forward. Mission update. Hostiles reached the delivery zone last round. Now we need to beat their time. face, Phantom. What? You expected an airlift for the action? Escort the package to the delivery zone. Wrong outcome.
All right, let's play some Slayer mode, hot shots and TDM action.
Oh, it's Stroza. I kept on calling him Stoner. Why is this taking so long, man? TDM, hotshots, both. At least TDM should be like filling up super fast. This is what I mean, man. Both hotshots and TDM, without question, you can start the game without having to have a full lobby. And still, they insist on waiting till someone fills up the 12th spot. Oh, I guess it, yeah. It's just loading again.
Team deathmatch. I think you know the rules of engagement here. 3, 2, 1. Neutralize the hostile team.
Oh, it's 108 ping, dude. What? Why am I in a Middle Eastern lobby?
deployment. Also good to go.
No way.
Jump up. Punch back. Next time, fight dirtier.
How is there no TDM games going on right now, man? In like the Asia servers, that they had to put me in a Middle Eastern server.
Team deathmatch. The Phantom's favorite sport. 3, 2, 1. Go inflict some enemy casualties.
Good God, we're getting dutied on.
Gotta do it.
Hey, what are you kidding?
Fight's nearly finished and it's too close to call. Gotta do it. I mean, of course we won. Great. Now everyone will want to join Shadow.
Cutlet.
Team deathmatch. I think you know the rules of engagement here. 3, 2, 1. Take out the hostile force.
No way. Damn it.
Now's the time to bring it home. Maybe that's how Shadow Team does it.
Dude, why is this battle pass? The that battle pass ticking sound has irritated me. We'll do our outro now. If we can get that, avoid that battle pass ticking sound. Oh, when is maintenance? 6 a.m. So 6:30 my time. My God, that ticking sound is still going on. All right. ACR 6.8 power washer checked out. Dude, please stop that sound. Oh God. Yeah. ACR 6.8 power washer checked out. It is the tier 59 and season 1's battle pass. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was I think I might have
played a few extra games than I should have, like as far as like how long I wanted the stream to go. Like I wanted to keep the stream around like 1.5 maximum, like late, almost 2 hours, but not over 2 hours. Definitely gone over 2 hours for the stream. So maybe we'll have to reduce a few of the like objective game modes or something like that, and maybe one less TDM. But I was having so much fun and also chatting with Stroza that like, it was good. I was fine with it. So yeah, the Power Washer ACR skin played with, enjoyed. It was easily for me the selling point for the Battle Pass. Out of everything in the Battle Pass, this was what I was most excited about earning. And actually, it didn't disappoint. I had fun with it. I did. Now, I honestly, if someone hadn't mentioned this, I probably wouldn't have been looking for it. But someone mentioned that this particular like skin comes with like a slightly like an audio difference from the regular ACR. I don't know if it was placebo or something, but it did have a slight splashing, muted tone, like suppressed sound to it. So I think maybe that was the like thing, because it did give a bit of an impression of a little bit of splashing sound. But again, that could just be a placebo effect because someone said it, right? I was trying to compare it to like my build on the ACR, and it sounded so similar that I was like, I couldn't really like determine like whether there was a massive difference in the audio as far as this skin goes and all. That being said, though, like obviously I'm saying like, man, I kind of wish there was a massive difference in audio cue. Like give me the full-blown water soaker sound, right? The full-on like spray and splash sound. Also, like I've been thinking about it, man. I want to see. I do want to start seeing like maybe like some maybe I don't know about tracers. I don't mind tracers, but a little less likely. I don't know. I've talked about this in the previous stream, but like tracers and all, like in COD, sometimes they go so over the top with it, it just becomes like a deterrent, like because it ends up blinding you with the flash, like the muzzle flash and stuff like that. So just depending on how they handle tracers, I don't know. But what I do want to see definitely is kind of unique death animations and stuff like that. Both this and the final skin, I'll probably talk about it when we do the like TAC 50 sniper. I think would have benefited from like a cool like animation. Like this one, maybe the enemies turn into a puddle, like blow up into water, like and just splash all over the place, right? It'd been fun. And even minus that, like I said, I think if there is an audio difference, which I think there is a slight audio. I think they're gone a little heavier with the sound effects of the water soaker, as opposed to kind of like doing what I suspect is a mixture of the water soaker sound with the gun audio, right? So it's a bit of a mixture, but it's heavier on the gun audio. So the water effects don't clearly come out as much as I'd like it. I think they could have gone full blown with it. Like, just go fun. I think the more I play this game, the more I'm comfortable with the fact that this is an arcade shooter, right? A full blown run and gun, have fun arcade shooter, right? So when they have these kind of like fun skins and all that, I don't mind it going kind of like wacky with the sound effects and maybe even the kill animations and stuff like that. I'd like to see that kind of stuff. That being said, though, this wasn't even like a final tier reward. This is one of the mid-tier rewards in the Battle Pass. So I wouldn't. I definitely think more so than anything, the final skin, the TAC 50 skin, and we will talk about it when we check it out in another stream. And we'll do another badass Battle Pass stream for the tier 89 weapon skin. But I think it'd be nice to see like the extra bells and whistles, animations, audio variations, like animations in the weapons, right? Audio variations from the sound effects, death animations from the kills or the eliminations produced from that weapon. I think all of those things will be like nice to see. I've been thinking about this, and it's not this game that got me thinking about it. It's COD that got me thinking about it. But I think it is important, okay? that not everything in the Battle Pass, but at least one weapon, most likely the like final weapon, right, is on par with some of your more expensive bundle like models. So you have your expensive bundle models that are very enticing and stuff like that, right? And they have like cool effects and whatever, right? All the bells and whistles. At least one of the like skins in the like Battle Pass should be on par with those, right? So as you up the game, like again, this is a broad topic across all games. I'm talking about through Call of Duty and all, and XDefiant. I'm going to include them with it. But as you improve your store bundle, like qualities and designs and stuff, so should at least something in the Battle Pass reflect that increase in quality to add that value to the Battle Pass. And I'm not saying XDefiant doesn't do that. Like they are, but I think they need to start stepping some of the stuff up a little bit for sure. Like I said, go heavier with the sound effects, the animations of the weapon model, and the animations of the kill effects, right? Things like that would definitely add extra value. I say this more to do with COD actually, because I feel like COD, like the victory sector, like skins and all, have been such a like letdown of the last few seasons. Like, and I'm like, man, all you have to do is at least one of your bundle blueprints, give that as the victory sector thing. Go give us all the bells and whistles that you'd expect from a high-end bundle blueprint, and that's what we want from the victory sector blueprint, right? So tracers, death animations, and all that stuff from the COD bundles that you get, so like they're so willing to sell to us. Why can't at least one, particularly the final, the completion of the Battle Pass reward, should be on par with those things, right? And kind of match what you're getting with that, with this, right? But you don't. In COD, like it's actually the operative skins have been on par with like the high end like skins and all. Like it is a valuable item, like the operative skin. But the blueprints have been like lacking massively. Like it's like, dude, and they don't ever, for whatever reason, they refuse to like give us like a tracer pack as a victory sector blueprint in the premium battle pass. No, if you want the tracer pack, you need to like pay for the, what's it called, black cell. And that's been such a off-putting aspect in the recent battle passes, because it definitely feels like they're reducing the quality of the premium battle pass to try to force the sale of the black cell, right? And I'm like, dude, you have the tracer like thing, like they have this kind of set tracer for the black cell stuff, right? Why not at least one of the premium battle pass blueprints contain that same tracer and that same death animation that you're giving to the black cell thing? Just one of them, not everything, but one. So that way, at least if you get it, you like it and all that, you might be tempted to like fork up, because some of the other blueprints have that stuff, right, in the black cell. So you might want to go for that route or something. But no, they don't do that stuff and all that. And I think it is important in all battle passes, leave aside COD now, but come XDefiant, where at least some of the rewards should be on par and like matching quality and stuff that you get from the premium sold bundle items. Like the most expensive thing, the best quality thing that you get in a bundle, at least one item in the battle pass should be on par with those things that you're selling in that season. So you get a taste for it, but you also can go that route. It adds value to the battle pass. It adds value, like there's all sorts of filler stuff leading up to it, right? And there might be some stuff like this one where it's in the middle of the battle pass, but it's cool and I like it, and that's what sold me on it. But when I get to the end, it should be like, oh yeah, this is definitely worthy of like the end of the battle pass, right? And again, I will talk about this a little bit more briefly maybe, or whatever, once we check out the TAC 50 skin from the end of the battle pass season 1. But I do think they fell short on that particular one. Whereas like this was like that kind of like, oh, this is so cool, I like it. And they did a little bit of something and something, you know, with the effects on it to make it better, right? And then you get to the final one and it's like, oh, this is good, but it's not great. And you definitely have some great stuff in the store, So it's not like you're not capable of producing great, right? So yeah, just my thoughts behind Battle Pass stuff and all that. Also, just heads up, this season I really liked this skin, so that's why I wanted to do like a little showcase for it. Not every season will I showcase like multiple Battle Pass items in a stream. More times than not, it'll just be one item, very likely the last item in the like Battle Pass or the last weapon skin in the Battle Pass as the final reward kind of skin. But occasionally, when I'm drawn to something else in the Battle Pass that I think is worthy of showcasing, I will do stuff like this. And for me, like I said, this was the selling point for me in the Battle Pass. It's like immediately as I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I want to grind for that. I want to earn it. I want to unlock it. I'm going to pay for that premium Battle Pass and start grinding it out. So that's why we're doing this showcase. And we will, again, do a second one for the TAC 50. But not always. Might just be the victory or the final reward more times than not if the rest of the Battle Pass is a little lacking, right? But hopefully next Battle Pass and all that will also have something that sells me on the Battle Pass. It's been a while since I've like seen something in a Battle Pass that I'm like, man, I like that weapon. I want that skin. I want to grind out. And this one definitely did that for me. And I do have to say, the way they have been handling the weapon and skins in this game, like where there's a bunch of very viable weapons and the skins don't mess with your like weapon model when you change it. Like the weapon model doesn't get messed when you change attachments around. I do like that. I do like that. The other thing, this is more so with the TAC 50, but I'm going to say it again also on that stream, but this one also. I think maybe when it's an epic skin like this, right? It's like, okay, whatever, right? Like, it's fine. They don't have the thing. But in the Battle Pass, when it's like a legendary skin, I think 100% legendary skins and stuff like that. I'm just going to show it. Well, we'll show it on this one, and we'll talk about it on the TAC 50 again when we get to it. But I would like to see, like, there's not that many optics. There's only like 4 or 5, I think, optics per like weapon, right? And it doesn't seem like they're planning on adding a ton more optics to the like loot pool. So maybe for the skins that are of extra value, you can maybe put a little effort in creating an like a uniform color and design for the optics also to match the skins, right? I think that would be nice. Like, again, I think in this case, being it's not a legendary status like skin, I'm a little more okay with them not bothering with the optic design and all that, right? And it's like, okay, the optic is the optic and you just throw it on there, right? But we will definitely talk about this in the TAC 50. But I think when it's a legendary status, and this includes not only Battle Pass, but also like bundle blueprints and skins, I think it is important, like, here, this one is a legendary skin, right? Yet all the... Hey, Cutlet! Hey, don't do that, Miss Cutlet. Why you always do this? I think it's very important that all the optics have that kind of like thematic design of the skin. So here, it's only the base optic that has the thematic skin. And then if you decided to change the optic, you just kind of have the default skin. I do think it is important come like future legendary skins and stuff like that. The value is like definitely in the store, you're charging quite a bit more for those higher like rarity weapons or whatever, right? The ones that have extra effort put into the weapon model. I think it is important that that extra effort also goes to some of the attachments that potentially could change the visuals, like the optics. I love the fact that like if you're changing stocks and stuff like that for the bulk of these like these weapon skins, they don't get affected design-wise, right? But the optic does affect the visuals a little bit. So on the higher rarity stuff, like I said, I'm repeating it multiple times because I'm trying to drive it home. Please, maybe throw in a little extra effort into putting a similar design element to all the optics. Again, I'm only asking it for the legendary stuff, or so, the ones that you're charging extra for, or you're putting that kind of like extra value to. as far as quality and design, those are selling for kind of expensive. Like I think I bought an ACR skin that was legendary, right? This one, let me just see. I'm not sure if it is legend. Yeah, this one is. Yeah, it's a legendary skin, the prototype. This was 1,400 credits of value, right? A little bit of effort, extra effort into the optic designs to fit the palette of and the design of the weapon model would have been appreciated. That's not a cheap price, and having a little bit uniformity because you're paying that premium price for that higher quality, content in the game, I guess, or whatever, microtransaction. Anyway, that's it. I enjoyed the Power Washer. It was fun playing with the ACR, and definitely think I personally like it in my collection. So yeah, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out my old streams if you haven't already, and I will catch you later. Bye. Yeah, played a bunch of games, maybe a few too many, but I was having fun, and the skin is very cool.